Gale, are you okay?
Come on then, don't leave me in suspense. How are you feeling? No errant tentacles? No sudden cravings for a more cerebral diet?
How are you feeling? You look in worse for wear than us. I'm feeling great, because now that you mentioned I do feel no signs of
I'm rather more
ceramophosis.
curious to know what benefits the tadpole might have bestowed. No doubt the benefits of your change in diet will become apparent soon enough.
We'll
Was
see.
there another matter you wish to discuss?
Do you need another
That is
magical artifact?
most gratifying to hear. May I?
Yes, because you look like you're dying. What did I want to get? I wanted to give you the bard things, right? Here.
Thank you.
Ugh. Dude, that just looks painful.
Good gods.
You okay?
It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mistra, have mercy on us all.
Okay, so do we
Listen,
need to
I need
like...
to speak to you, to all of you.
Ah,
It'd be
shit.
unconscionable of me to remain silent.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Here we go. We just, like, got done with this long-ass fight, and now you're gonna drop another bomb on us. Alright, you're among friends.
Might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am.
Okay.
What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mistra.
Did you piss her off?
She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover.
Huh, okay, so you hooked up with a god. Fun times. Because you and I have quite different experiences concerning this
Fair
trauma.
to say, her intimacy is not easily won. Nevertheless, I did. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard
So you
we
did piss
mortals
her
can
off.
become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave.
Did you try to become a
Mistra
god?
keeps us in check.
Did you try to become
There
a
are boundaries
god?
she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond.
Ugh.
I sought to cross her boundaries.
You idiot. You idiot. Oh my god, you're like toxic boyfriend. You're in a happy relationship, but then it's just not enough and you decide to screw over your... Excuse me? Decide to fuck up your relationship because you want more. That's as tantamount to heresy as a wizard can come.
Perhaps. But enticements beyond the perimeters of mortality are powerful motivators.
Oh my
I
gosh.
tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded.
Toxic.
Swore
Toxic.
my ambition was only to serve her better.
No, it wasn't.
She only
Toxic.
smiled and told me to be contented. But inconceivable as it
Toxic.
seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess. Yet I wasn't satisfied.
Because you're not a god.
So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead.
So she could turn you into a
Come now
god.
to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
No, I want to know everything. Let me see what your whole explanation is for your
Very
toxic
well.
behavior.
Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself.
Oh, yes, this
He
one.
almost managed, but not quite.
Netheril,
His
yep.
entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone.
So you decided I'm going to try
magic
that.
was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos
God.
that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms.
And you decided that's a good idea to try and do the same?
Mistra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. Netherese tome, in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself
Oh,
to the
please.
goddess?
You're not doing that to help her. You're doing that to help yourself. God. Ugh. Anyway, your grandpa was akin to emptying a cup of water into the sea. Great.
I certainly thought so. Sometimes there is great strength to be found in symbolism. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mistra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden
You're still
domains.
immortal, and she's not going to
I
make
was
you
mistaken.
immortal just because
I
you do some
obtained
good
the
deeds.
fabled book and took it into my study.
God.
As for what happened next, here, place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
Oh boy. God.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory.
Ugh, that looks painful. Stop squiggling.
Bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and
Ew.
becomes part of you. And God says it ever hungry.
Like a black hole. How are you still alive?
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning.
You are a dumbass. In so many ways. So smart, yet so dumb. God.
This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed.
What happens if
As
it
long as I
isn't?
absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however.
Hopefully you just die.
Rather worse, actually. I will erupt.
Okay, so just
I don't know
erupt
the
somewhere
exact
far away.
magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
Maybe you should not travel with us. Like, you were fucking stupid. Unbelievable. Do you ever think that what would happen if Tadpole got the better of you?
Every waking moment. Every dreaming moment, too. But there was no way out. All of this. It must feel like a betrayal.
You didn't betray me, you betrayed
Say the
Mistra.
word, and we'll part ways.
No. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see how this plays out. Where would you
Once
go?
I'd step out of the protective aura of the artifact, it wouldn't be long before the Absolute overtakes me. I'd never let that happen, so I'd aim for a swift end. I would consume some midnight tears and venture as deep into the Underdark as I possibly could. Till they cloud my eyes forever.
Okay, but if you
With
die,
luck, I'd manage
will
to
it still
make it to a
erupt?
mind-flared colony so that when the orb erupts, one loud, last song of vengeance would reverberate through the dark. Wouldn't be a heroic end, but coarsely poetic enough in its justice.
Honestly, I think that's a better way to go, personally, but... anyway.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my
That's
own.
not a relief to me at all.
From all my new rallied heart.
I'm glad you're relieved. I'm not relieved.
I thank
You got a
all.
walking time bomb with us.
I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down.
Just try not to,
Stand at a
to
precipice.
blow up.
But if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
God, this idiot. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me save. You went and fucked up your entire life and your existence. All because you wanted more power. You got more to say to me?
How can I help?
Wizard. What about that mighty lord you told me about your story, Karsus? That's
Very
his name.
same. Karsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him.
And you thought it was a
And
good
he
idea to follow in
tried.
his footsteps.
With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like to be a god.
Oh my
To
god.
know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel, and with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Karsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more. An event that came to be known as Karsus's folly.
And so you know that story and you didn't take any, like, warning from that at all? You just thought, oh, this is a good idea. Let me try it.
Quite so. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus.
God, you're an idiot.
Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her.
Gosh.
Tried to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it.
Did you ever think that maybe that
History,
part was lost for
repetition.
a fucking reason?
It's the way things go.
God, you're stupid. I'm sorry.
If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worse
I
comes
mean,
to
not
worst,
really, because you're not part of my
I will
party.
be long gone before the curtain falls.
Anyway, bye. Why do you still have a thing over your head? I'm tired of talking to you. Let's go.